Hey everybody, happy Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. So I'm chilling here doing some coaching calls and just had a really awesome conversation, and I thought I'd hop on and share some of the wisdom that just came through in this conversation. So what I want to talk about today is non-judgment, and a word that you can use that will keep you in a state of non-judgment. Hi, and Keith, is that your name? Nice to see you. So, non-judgment. That's a word we're probably familiar with. Anyone who's following me is probably familiar with that word. I want to bring it in and make it really personal for you. So, we tend to be our own worst critics, right? There's a fear of not being enough or not being as good as everybody else or making a mistake, right? So that is us being critical, self-critical of ourselves. We're in fear as opposed to love. So we're afraid that what the action we might take next might result in something that would not work for us, that people might judge as being silly or bad or wrong or ugly or whatever. Okay, so at any given moment, we're either coming from fear or love. When we're in fear, that inner critic is judging in every single moment. Oh, that wasn't good. This isn't going to work. See, they didn't like it. My voice was too high. I didn't, blah, 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 right? So, hey, Nicola and Anna, we're talking about non-judgment. Ooh, hey, Jordariski. Hi, Linda. So, what if you forgot what judgment was? Like, what if you just stopped feeling the need to label or decide if something was good or bad, right or wrong? What if you achieved a state of non-judgment just for 5 or 10 minutes today? Or maybe today is the day that you are connecting to okay, let me see all the ways I'm judging myself. And so here's the antidote. Here's the word I want to offer. So, hey, everybody, we're talking about how to achieve a state of non-judgment. And I'm about to share with you a word or a phrase that will help you. So at any given moment, we're coming from fear or love. Anything that you want to experience differently in your life, if it's more money, more love, more connection, more health, anything that you want to experience more of in your life is available to you in the present moment. And you're either coming from fear or love. Okay, so when you're in fear, you're judging based on your past experience and future worry that somehow this thing that you want, this experience or feeling that you want to experience is not available to you, right? You're judging the situation, yourself, what you want is not available. The antidote to that is to use the word wonder. Get in a state of wonder. I wonder how I'm going to make this work. I wonder how I can paint this thing I want to paint, how I can get the courage to sign up for that thing or quit the job or launch the business or earn more money or start dating or whatever it is, right? So use the term wonder. I am in a state of wonder about how this is going to happen, right? Just get curious instead of judging. Oh, good. I'm glad this is hitting some of you at a good time. So I just wanted to pop in and introduce this. Again, we're talking about being in a state of non-judgment and to recognize, and I really encourage you, whenever you're feeling off-center, whenever you're feeling sad or worried or anxious or stressed, don't just stay there, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to be there, right? So ask yourself, okay, I'm in fear. I want to be in love. So what can I do differently? What am I really afraid of? Go underneath the fear. Am I afraid of not doing it perfectly, of making a mistake? Am I afraid that I'm going to get rejected, that I'm going to get tomatoes thrown at me? What am I really afraid of? Because usually when we ask that question, we can immediately see that we have nothing to be afraid of. Right? Just going one step deeper. You can spend decades being afraid of speaking in public, of painting on the canvas, of jumping out of the airplane, of telling someone you love them, of blah, 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 right? You can spend decades in fear. And when you ask yourself the simple question, what am I really, really afraid might happen? Usually, as soon as you ask that question, you realize that you have nothing to be afraid of. So then it's focusing on, what do you want? I'm in a state of wonder. I wonder how this is going to happen. I wonder what's going to come next. I wonder what all the ways are that I can get to what I want to get to. So go underneath and ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? How have I decided that my situation is a certain way and I've nailed it in a box and put it on the shelf and said, sorry, that's just the way my life is. That's the way my brain works. This always happens to me. I have judged this as always and forever. This is what happens to me. Nailed it, put it on the shelf. I am stuck with that. Or not. What if you weren't stuck with that? What if you could change the way you looked at things? What if you could change how you think of things? What if you could take one small action right now that would get you one step closer, that would get you one step less afraid, and in which you would see the results? So we get stuck, we get in fear, and then we don't take any new action. Hey, Dan. Oh, I've got all kinds of men on here. Awesome. Right? So if you're stuck, we all have something new we want to experience. And if we haven't experienced it up until now, it's because we're in a state of judgment about it, that it's not available to us, and we're in fear. So we're not taking action towards that thing that we want. So what I want to invite you to do today is get in a state of wonder. Just open up. I wonder how this could happen. I wonder how I'm going to be guided. I wonder what synchronicities and coincidences are going to make themselves known to me. I wonder how the universe could support me. I often will ask for insight in the next 24 or 48 hours. Give me a clue. Send me some affirmation. Allow something to repeat itself in front of me in a conversation or on the computer or whatever more than once. Maybe I'm saying something that you just heard somewhere else in the last 24 or 48 hours, and this is your confirmation, right? So this is why I personally spend my professional time and make a living guiding you to the canvas, because at the canvas, while you're painting, you are aligning with that creative frequency, which is all about wonder and open to what's new and possible and completely present. So you've got no baggage and fear of the future. And in your personal painting practice, you are able to observe where you are being judgmental and critical, and then practice doing the opposite. Practice being unconditionally loving of yourself. Practice being fearless. Practice exercising and following your intuition. Practice focusing your attention on what you want. Practice creating into your physical experience what you want more of. All of that is available to you at the canvas. And guess why most people aren't clamoring, or most people don't have a personal painting practice? Why? Why do you think? Because they're afraid of making a mistake, of doing it wrong, of not being as good as everybody else, that someone will laugh, that someone will throw tomatoes at them. So that's why I guide you to the canvas. If we weren't afraid of painting at the canvas, I would be doing something else, right? So the reason I paint myself, and the reason I train others to teach people how to paint like I do, and the reason I guide my clients to the canvas and through this painting process, is because it's scary. Because the fear that you have of painting is only symbolic. It's like the tip of the iceberg. And when I take away the fear of painting at the canvas, you get to liberate yourself, free yourself from whatever story or process or pattern that's been holding you back in the past. It's where you get to observe the super special way that you have been holding yourself back, holding yourself down, judging a situation or yourself is not available to you. And you can go to the canvas and literally create new neural pathways, new patterns, get into a state of wonder, create what you want. It's a magical journey. So there's a link in my bio where you can access my latest giveaway, my free online program, how to sign up for one of my programs. You can paint Buddha. Got Buddhas everywhere. I'll show you a Buddha. This is so fun. Okay, so there's a Buddha. And here's kind of a Buddha. So that's fun, right? So can you get in a state of wonder? I wonder what my life might be like when I begin my personal painting practice. I would love to paint. I've always wanted to paint, but I never thought I could. That was my story. So if you love the idea of you painting fearlessly at the canvas, maybe even getting some paint on your clothes, right? Being your wild woman, wild man self at the canvas, do it. Click the link in my bio and connect one way or the other and get to know yourself as a life artist. And let's stop judging ourselves. Let's stop limiting ourselves and instead learn how to send all of that energy towards expanding ourselves, towards imagining everything that's possible. We can do that. Why do we spend so much time imagining what we don't want to happen? I think we're about to flip that around. Okay, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks, Anna, Christopher, and A Light Studio. I love your stuff, A Light Studio. Thanks, you guys. I am in Oregon, not India, and my name is Whitney Freya. Oh, Cece, I just finished talking about being in non-judgment and using the words, hi, Nicola, thank you, using the words wonder, just getting in a state of wonder. So one of the places that we're heading is as a collective is learning that we can, in any given moment, choose our state of being. So today, Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, is inviting you to choose to be in a state of wonder. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to attempt to save this video. But anyway, just wanted to pop in. Love to you all. And I'm so glad those are the words you needed. 360 and 5 days. Awesome. Judgment-free zone. Yes, Cece. Fabulous. Okay, you guys, so go get in a state of wonder. And if you already have a personal painting practice, post some of your paintings and tag me and share with me how the canvas made you feel or why you chose to paint that image, or look up the symbolism of what you love to paint and see maybe there's some magical insight for you there. Okay, bye everybody.